Chapter 18. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth, for thy love is better than wine. That, believe it or not, is from the Bible. Yes, the Bible. Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 2. The Song of Solomon is the teeny tiny little book just right of center in the King James Version. Basically a love song and dialogue, the Song of Solomon is decidedly short on thou shalt nots, and just chock full of things like his fruit was sweet to my taste, and thy two breasts are like two young roes that are twins. As you can well imagine, the Song of Solomon is treated with criminal neglect by Sunday school teachers the world over, who, no doubt, pray daily that their students will never think to ask about that funny little book wedged between Ecclesiastes and Isaiah. Roes are young deer, by the way. Considering just how racy this little book of the Bible can get, it comes as something of a surprise, to me at least, that the church fathers snuck it into the good book at all. I like to think the old boys had a sense of humor. They figured if they put this kisses of his mouth stuff right there in the Bible, then it would probably get read aloud in church sooner or later. I picture them sniggering among themselves in anticipation of some stodgy, tight-ass Southern Baptist preacher stepping to the pulpit and saying, "Hear now the word of God," and then launching into a few verses of thy thighs are like jewels, and thy navel is like a round goblet that wanteth not liquor. Now that one must really slay 'em down at the Southern Baptist Convention. Navels, and liquor, right there in the same verse. Not to mention the breast like rose. Hoo boy! But with, again, an amazing amount of foresight, the old church daddies did manage to leave themselves an out. Somewhere along the way, they dreamed up a truly astounding piece of jive about how the Song of Solomon was really an allegorical poem with Christ as the lover and the Holy Catholic and Apostolic Church as his holy beloved. Yeah, right. I mean, who's going to buy an obvious crock like that? The Holy Catholic and Apostolic Church, that's who. Though why the church would prefer to believe a poem about Solomon deep tongue-kissing the Queen of Sheba, who, legend has it, was the Lola Falana of her time, is really about Jesus Christ deep tongue-kissing the church, is way beyond me. Needless to say, the Song of Solomon is far and away my favorite book of the Bible. Aside from the above-quoted goodies, it also contains the line, I am black but comely, O daughters of Jerusalem. I am black but comely, O daughters of Jerusalem. I'm going to have that lettered on a t-shirt someday. My favorite, though, is good old chapter 1, verse 2. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth, for thy love is better than wine. I don't know who wrote that line. No one does. All biblical scholars can agree on is that it definitely wasn't Solomon. It makes me no never mind. I may not know who wrote that line, but I know this. Whoever did write that line probably thought it up shortly after dancing the old tongue tango with someone who kissed like Keith Keller.